It's currently day 7. I missed a day of reporting because not much has happened in that time frame. I'm trying to keep myself still enough to be able to communicate this clearly, but I started this case in order to find some answers, and now it's taken a turn. Out of respect for the people involved, I can't go into too much detail. The hellhounds.
I know there is no way I can prove for certain that I made contact with the Archangel Michael. May have made contact with my daughter from the future, or with anybody from the dead. It's still impossible to do that. However, I know for a fact that the science is there, the proof in order to verify, to validate the existence of life after death, heaven, hell, time travel. It's there. It's just that more people are going to need to pull off the impossible. When I do these types of cases, one of the first signs that I have that I've successfully made contact, or I'm getting ready to head into a hot case, is that for some reason there's technical issues. Third EVP session that was the most active was lost due to technical difficulties. The hellhounds in question were trying to warn me of the other sign that something active was coming. During this case, I discovered that a family member was putting herself into dangerous situations. In review, a close family friend was hospitalized due to suspicions of having a stroke. And while it may not sound negative, but I've also found out that I'm going to be an uncle. When these things started coming forward, I knew that I was on the right track. And not long after I started this, an article started to circulate about the University of Queensland verifying that it may be mathematically possible for paradoxless time travel to take place. Meaning that Olivia coming back in time is only proof that I'm going to be a father. That no matter what happens to me, no matter the troubles I get in, I know as long as she still has yet to be at least conceived, if not born, I'll survive. One of the circumstances that's part of this situation that scares me. It's well documented that domestic violence, head trauma, can seemingly activate psychic ability. And studies have been done to show that people who experience psychic visions, air quotes for lack of better presentation, people who experience psychic visions, their brain activity shows that they are having a minor form of epileptic seizure. Which is interesting because there is such thing as the Shiva helmet, the God helmet, where it is said to artificially enhance those brainwaves in order to trigger psychic visions, near-death experiences, so on and so forth. Rumors spread that the United States government experimented with something similar for Project Stargate. Got to the point where they developed it enough to be able to perform psychic assassinations, which pulled support from the US Congress for it, which is why the program got shut down. There are rumors from Project Stargate that psychic visions, astral projection, and all those weren't the only things that the subjects could do. Subjects who went under extensive testing, experimentation, what have you, they seem to show enhanced abilities, superhuman abilities. Not only could they have psychic visions, seemingly see into the future, have some sort of clairvoyance, but higher charges indicated that there were rumors of telekinetic abilities manifesting. Some even stated that subjects could soon learn to teleport themselves. Even rarer occasions that the rumors are true, subjects were able to create objects out of thin air, starting with small, simple objects like little balls, just to keep it relatively easy. The science is there to validate everything I presented here. And you may think that I lied my way through this, that I faked any of this. Editing was only done to try to enhance the audio to the best of my ability. But this is my story, I'm sticking to it. This is my story. My survival. This is inevitably who I am. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how hard I would want to, I can't change this about myself. And the hunt continues. As far as validating whether or not Olivia is my daughter, the fact still remains that there will be no proof other than the day she is actually born. While I'll admit that I've obviously falsely thought I found her mother on a few occasions, I honestly don't know who she is, where she is. There are people in my life, ladies in my life, one in particular, who I wouldn't mind seeing where something happened, where something might go if things happen between us, but nevertheless, I still have to let things grow organically. The hunt will never end. The further down the rabbit hole I go, the more questions that arise. But it's time for me to truly embrace who I am if I'm going to figure it out. My name is Dakota Franson. I am the one and only specialist of the strange. And if I had to say anything in regards to this, a lot of people have asked me if I'm somehow, or they didn't ask, they just flat out assumed I was someone special because of the things I've been able to do in my life, the things I can do. I don't see myself as anything special. Even though, with Michael's help, I was able to fight off a Grand Duke of Hell. And I'm thankful for him introducing me to Olivia. But a part of me still has to wonder, And it still shocks me because so far the only other incident that is remotely close to where angels personally got involved with the arrival of a child was the arrival of Jesus. I'm familiar with parents seeing their children before birth. It's just, I'm probably trying to split hairs here, but I've only dealt with one other incident. Only became aware of one other incident where angels were directly involved. Nevertheless, I firmly believe creation was started out of chaos. And taking the rumors of almost godlike abilities manifesting from people who were experimented on with Project Stargate, psychic abilities somehow being connected to epilepsy. What are the chances creation itself was merely a byproduct of a celestial's epileptic fit? And that's what we know as the Big Bang. And what if the young girls who were persecuted, executed, hunted down during witch trials because epileptic seizures were often considered a sign of demonic possession, what are the chances that society effectively wiped out a majority of the DNA which would create real life superheroes today? Some of my earliest ancestors were among the witches who died in prison. Stories of psychic abilities go through my family for almost 400 years. Hunting things, ghosts, monsters, gods. That's been going through my family just as long. There was some sort of genetic disposition, but it's also the fact that when I was a baby, my mother accidentally threw me into the ceiling, which likely started it off, being that my earliest psychic episode was when I correctly predicted that my little sister was in my stepmother's uterus before she even started showing signs of pregnancy. What if I'm on the verge? I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but the point is, what if this situation with me trying to hunt down my time-traveling daughter and her Archangel best friend that helped her do it? What are the chances that we find the secret to God because of it? That's certainly something else worth exploring now, isn't it? I guess I'll see you next time. Then. You all take care. The year 2020 has been crazy, and I want to thank you all for making it this far. If you have any questions, feel you need my help on something, don't be afraid to ask. Come find me. I don't let anybody fall within the darkness, because the darkness is me.